Okay, so the name of your digital course is like the first sale that you make. And I think that so many people make the mistake of naming their digital course incorrectly that it hurts their sales. So in this video, we're going to talk about how do you actually go about coming up with a name that increases the potential that your course, your digital course actually sells. Because that name, it's either going to pull people in or it's going to push them away. I've named over 200 digital courses, digital products, and today I'm going to give you the formula. So before I kick off, you might be a student of this course. So this is the second iteration, maybe the third iteration of this course here, Kindle Cashflow, and I've literally sold thousands of copies of this course, and we've sold it at price points that range from like $997 all the way to $5,997. And look, I credit a lot of that with how I actually named the course. And I see so many of my students that really screw this part up, but I wanted to create a special video just for this. So we're going to talk about a few things. And this is going to be probably one of the most valuable trainings. Name your course. Right. It's a super simple name. It's going to be probably one of the most valuable trainings that you'll see on this topic, right? If any, because I hear no one talk about this stuff. Now, look, most of your course names, they actually describe what the course is, not what it does. So, and you're doing that for the buyer. That's the single biggest mistake that people make. Like, in addition to like adding their name to the course, I think that's something that is just a killer for sales also. The buyer does not care what your name is. The buyer does not care what's inside the box, like inside the actual digital members area. They care about what their life looks like after they open it. They care about that transformation, right? So I want you to stay with me on this because in a few minutes, I'm actually going to give you a one-word test, a single-word test that will tell you almost instantly whether your digital course name will sell or if it'll just like sit on like the digital shelves, right? And it's the fastest filter that I know, and most people have never even heard of it, all right? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go in and right now, before we get started, type your digital course name or your idea in the comments box right now. And what I'm gonna do is don't edit it, right? Like don't watch the end of this video, edit your course name and then add it in. Add it in right now because I'm going to go in and I'll look at all the course names, I'll respond to every single comment, and then I'll give you suggestions on how you can make it better and how you can rename it. All right, sounds good? All right, so the buyer never asks what the actual course covers. They ask what problem it ends for them. So think about that. Like, they never ask, like what does the course actually cover? Most people, they're asking, like, how am I going to find a solution to the problem that I'm trying to overcome? How is this course going to help me to overcome that problem? How is this course going to help me to have that transformation, right? And we see this with book names as well. Here's where you actually get stronger on this. Your course name should answer that question like literally within seconds. Like they see the course name and boom, they know what the course is about. And they know what it's going to help them with. They know what transformation it's going to give them. They know what problem it's going to solve, right? So if your name cannot answer what changes for me after this, it totally needs a rewrite. Super simple, all right? So now, there's a 3-point kind of system for doing this. And the 3-point naming formula is basically this. And I'm going to actually start with, let me start with a clean sheet. Because this you want to write down, right? Or you actually want to save this video so you can actually come back to this. So it's who, so number one, oh, that's a terrible number one here. So number one is who is the course for, right? So who is it for, right? So, and then number two, what, it's the what, right? So the who and then the what, but what will they be able to do, right? So what will they be able to do? And then number three, it's the fastest, and this is crucial here, the fastest path to get there. So like, what's that quick route that they can actually get there? So every course that we put together that has done extremely well has followed like all three of these. It's hit on all three of these here. It's the who is this for, right? It's what will they be able to do, and then what's the fastest path to be able to get there? Because no one wants to take forever. Like people want to get there really quickly. So every single course that I put together out of the 200 plus courses that myself and my team have put together, they follow this framework right here. So here's an example. Like get your first 500 email subscribers in 30 days without paid ads, right? Let's say that that's our course name. Get your first 500 email subscribers in 30 days without paid ads. It's answering the who of, let me start this over. It's bad when you have bad handwriting and you're using new tech, right? So it's the who. So these are people who want subscribers. Like they want people to join their email list. It's the what, right? So you're getting 500 subs. And then the fastest path, right? So this is the path. It's not only they're getting subs, not only are they getting 500 subs, but they're getting them in 30 days. So there's clarity there. And then if you add on to that, they're getting them without paid ads, right? So that's the piece right there that ties it all together. So you're getting subs when you go in and you join this course. You're getting 500 subs. And to make it even better, it would be like 500 or more subs within 30 days or less, right? Because that's super descriptive. Think about that. Here's how you get 500 or more, right? You get your first 500 or more email subscribers in 30 days or less without paid ads. There's no question as to what you're going to learn in that course. There's no question as to what you're going to achieve in that course, right? So does that make sense? So hopefully that makes sense, right? So let me know in the chat box if that, or in the comments if that actually makes sense, right? So put it in the comments if that actually makes sense. Now, here's the next thing here. Here's my one word test. This is a single word test that I'm going to share with you here. This right here is one that it takes some time getting used to, but it works like dynamite. Like it works really well. Right, so you're gonna swap your course title with the word this. Okay, so you're gonna swap your course title with the word this. And then you're going to ask a complete stranger. And look, if you're not comfortable with asking a complete stranger, you can go and you can ask, your significant, your husband, your son, your daughter, your wife, right? You just go and you're gonna say, would you buy this? And then you're going to put the name there, right? So would you buy this? So would you buy this? So let's say if we're going back to our example course title that we had, it's get your first 500 plus email subscribers in 30 days or less without paid ads, right? Now you're going to go in, you'll go to the stranger, you'll go to the person that you're testing your title on, your course title on. You say, hey, look, would you buy a course on how to get your first 500 email subscribers or more in less than 30 days without paid ads? And if they say, like, what exactly is that? Right? Now, in that case, if someone doesn't know about email subscribers, if they don't know about paid ads, that's going to be natural, right? It's going to be, it's going to be regular for them to ask you. But if they say, right, what exactly is that? Or what is this? Then the name is not specific enough, right? It's not specific enough. You don't want to have a name that's so specific that only a small sliver of people that are in your industry understand what it is, right? Because not everyone is going to know like the buzzwords. Not everyone is going to know the catchphrases. So you want to make it as broad and appealing as possible so that you cast this wider net and then you get more people in. Always remember, there's always going to be many more like beginners, people that are brand new. And think about yourself. You might be brand new to this. So if I use some really technical terms and want very specific in the course title, or even this YouTube video title, right? This video title that you're watching, you may not have totally understand it if you're really new, right? Now, by the flip side, if they instantly understand who it's for and what it does, you have a name. Like you have a potential course name that can do really well, all right? So there you go. Now, here's the thing. always remember that when you're doing this, you always want short over clever, right? So short's always going to be over clever. Again, remember, you want to reach as broad as a market as possible, right? You're always going to have where benefits beats features, right? So you're going to think about, like, what are the benefits? So going back to our example, right? The benefits are you're not going to have to spend money on paid ads, and you'll still learn how to build out this 500 plus subscriber email list. So those two, the specifics are going to beat broad every single time, and then you're going to have where benefits beat features, and then the other one is short is always going to be clever. All right, so always think about that every single time. Every single time. Those three: short beats clever, right? Specific beats broad, and then benefit beats feature. Okay, every single time. The tighter that the name is, the easier it gets to sell. Right? The more descriptive that name gets, the easier it is to sell. And here's where AI kind of changes the game on this. So before AI, I would literally take days to come up with a title for our courses, right? I would start maybe in the morning as I'm in the shower, and then I would write down 10 or 20 names. And then as I'm taking a walk on a trail or going throughout my day, maybe driving, picking up the kids, dropping them off at practice, right? Or whatever. Spending some time with my wife, I would have other names that would come to me, and then I would jot those down. And before you know it, I would have 30, 40, 50 names. And then I'm whittling those down to like my top 3, my top 5. And then I'm asking people that are in my circle, which of these names do you like best? And then I'm taking a vote, and then I'm going in and I'm choosing that name. All right. So like with AI, you can do this like so easy now. So once you have like your 3-part formula in place, go and you feed that into, like, you could use like Viktor. I'll give you a link to Viktor. Viktor is one of the best AI platforms out there for me right now. Many people don't know about it. So I'm going to share a link to Viktor in the description here. Or you could use like any AI tool, anyone that you want to use. And then you ask it to give you 50 name variations. It's going to give you like 50 name variations literally in seconds, right? In seconds. And those are your 50. You go in, you say, okay, well, these are the top 3, the top 5 that I really like. And then you go in and you start to, poll other people and survey other people in your friend and in your relative group, right? So what used to take like an afternoon or days literally now takes minutes, okay? So we can do this really quickly. So once you have done this, then come back and drop your new course name in the comments, because again, I want to see like your before and after, right? The one that you just built using the formula, and I want to see how many people actually do this and see success with it. In terms of, when I say success, I mean in terms of having a course name that you're satisfied with, all right? So here's the thing. Before I tell you where to go next, there is something underneath all of this that I want to kind of share with you, because I think that this is going to really make your day, right? Most people who watch this video, what they're going to do is they're going to learn the naming formula, and they're still not going to do anything with it, especially if they have like a disastrous course name, because we get so like stuck to our course name. Most of us, we are attached to a course name more than we are attached to the result. I'm asking you to be attached to the result, because that's part of that shift that you need to develop in order to become someone that's successful with publishing digital courses, right? So remember, we're consistently changing who we are so that we now step into that role of the individual that is a course creator, right? That is a course creator, that is a digital publisher, right? Now, most people are not going to use it, not because the formula doesn't work, but because the moment that you write a name that promises an outcome, here's the other reason why people don't. That voice, that inner voice shows up. That inner voice that says, okay, well, I don't know if you really can do this. That inner voice who says, who am I to promise this result or this type of action that your title is going to share? Who am I to do that? That inner voice that says, what if someone buys based on the course name and they feel misled, right? That voice is not honesty. That voice is actually fear. It's fear wearing the costume of responsibility. And that's what comes along with being a digital publisher, a digital course creator, right? It's a responsibility of giving people good information that is actually going to help them to see a transformation, or if that's going to solve a problem for them, right? So your digital course name, don't think of this thing as like a legal contract. It's more of an invitation to invite people into your training program, right? So it's an invitation to invite people into that program. The creator who names with the confidence and has the ability to confidently put their course name out there, they're not lying about the results that their course could provide to them. They are leading the individuals that need that type of course, right? So there's no promises and how it all turns out. You're presenting what it is that your course actually can do, and you're doing that in the title, right? But the creator who names clearly, and then they launch that funnel, that course, that person actually beats the one who keeps rewriting and overanalyzing things and perfecting things every single time. Right? So this is what I mean when I say build the creator, like build the inner version of yourself before you actually build the course. Work on your mental make, work on your self-confidence, work on your believability index, work on what you think is possible for you. Because if you don't, as soon as you see these roadblocks and as soon as you have the self-doubt that creeps up, you're going to do something that stops you, or you're going to do something that self-sabotages you. Now, here's where you are. You have a name that sells, right? The natural next question is, where do people actually go to buy your course? Where do people actually now go, once I build up my course, where can I go and sell it? Most digital creators, they kind of patch that part together. It's like last minute, it'll cost them big time because they don't know that. I put together something special just for those of you that are wondering, like, how do I build this thing out the right way? How do I title it the right way? Taking what I've given you and expanding on it. How do I actually sell my course, right? And it's a program that we built out. It's called Product in a Week. And it walks you through the full process of creating and launching a digital product, a digital course, like literally from the name that you just wrote, and if you wrote it in the comments or if you have it, all the way to a live offer that people can buy. So not just a rough draft, a finished product designed for the person who's ready to actually do this. So I'm going to post a link in the description. You can go in and check that out. I'm also going to give you a link to some other cool resources that I think will benefit you big time. I'm going to give you a link to our AMS, which is our automatic marketing system. That's our platform that we use to actually host all of our courses. It's like an all-in-one platform. So I'm going to give you a free 30-day trial to that. And man, you are just on your way. Like, continue to knock out these videos, because as you do this next video that you'll see that's popping up, this is going to be one of your steps. This is going to be one of your next steps. So as you do this, you continue to watch these videos. I'm laying this entire sequence out in a way where you can easily follow along and you get results, and you don't have to bump your head trying to figure it all out in a way that I did, having the late nights, right? Having the early mornings, making the mistakes, spending lots of money, wasting time, and then ultimately coming up with a formula that has allowed me to create, publish, and sell and scale over 200 digital courses, right? So go and check the links. You're going to get the Product in a Week course, and then you're going to get the AMS, the automatic marketing system, where you can actually go in and host your course from, and both of those will get you on your way. Stay well.